value of organization name, maybe not current form, but there is still some massive names here, and the opportunity to get to play on stage, win some prize money, and get up in the Valve rankings. This is detrimental for them. They're a young team that needs to be able to qualify for events next year, and the way to do so is to play well this year.
Right, apologize for the delay, my friends.
No apologies. We just wanted to say whatever we wanted to say. We are the reason the game didn't start. Casters didn't write exclamation mark start. We delayed it. We did. And I'll take all the blame for it.
Respect. But yeah, we are underway finally, and we can yap with the players on the server in front of our eyes instead. Here we go for VP versus OG. They've got long control, have VP. And they've got utility as well. 2 smokes on Electronic and Fame. A couple of flashes in play as well. And they have delayed it. That's a re-smoke actually from Viku. Might not hold them at bay too much, but I'm pretty sure he just accidents Jame there. Wasn't necessarily sure that's the player he was aiming at. Just flicks him at range. And they might be allowing VP to jump up onto the site for the plant here. But Mikey is still in that get-right position. And Viku's got an extra kill from the new box. The Electronic lurk up short could work really well, though, and he does find Modo. That's a huge little roll that Electronic put himself in there, and it works beautifully. But still, the frags are back and forth very quickly, and Fiku's in a gorgeous shot. Electronic, he needs one more, and he's found it as well. We had to wait a while to get this one going, but Fiku says hello.
Yeah, and of course Chris is going to be happy about this. I mean, he's just seen one of his players ace in the pistol round. What a play that is from the pole. Had a conversation about Fiku as well. He's been on the team for such a long time that you expect that experience. You expect all those chances that he's been getting to play on big events to pay dividends, and this is where they do. Fiku with a magical play. Look at how snappy that USB was.
Oh, gorgeous was that. What a start. Fiku is the guy that... yeah, we've been speaking about maybe he wants to improve himself as an individual in his roles on this OG team a little bit, and that is some way to begin. As I said, the first shot was maybe a slight accident, but the others certainly weren't. And that slight bit of luck was on his side for sure. But you make your own luck, Ted, in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you do. Unless when you don't. Sometimes you don't. But most of the time you do, right? Yeah, that's how things are in CS. This is how it goes. That's why you love it. Jame, a little bit ahead of the play, trying to find a kill in towards A, potentially drag a rotation back to open up some space for his teammates in towards middle. Don't think spotting only him is gonna really throw in the fake too much, though. There goes the util, there goes the mow down. SMGs galore. Kristen and Mikey with a double each. Money going in. Of course, that wasn't a forced buy for VP. It's just the standard. Okay, everyone ecos. Just Dioper is going to buy a scout because he can buy one as well in the first buy round, and that's going to be completely fine. So nothing too much to take away from this one, bar the fact that Kristen's going to be in with enough money to drop an AVP over to Moto if he really wants it.
Yeah, a lot, don't we? It's quite a common call these days for the leader slash IG slash AWPer to buy the scout.
Yeah, on some teams it's not even the AWPer, right? Especially on CT side, you'd see IGLs pick up the pick up the scout, right? Snappy is a good example of a person that loves doing that, especially on ends.
Yeah, and you know, often that scout can actually do huge amounts of damage. It's not this time. So VP will go into their full gun round with Jame on another scout, as of course he had to. OG on their bonus with the FAMAS and MP9s, looking to get a great start to this game by winning the opening gun round. Lots of utility still available for VP. Early round, they went for a little bit of a search toward long to begin with, but were then warded away from that.
Yeah, flash goes in. And you can clearly tell, by the way, early on OG, the fact that they're able to get Fiku so easily into our split makes them a little bit worried about middle. So you instantly drag another rotation in towards mid. You're going to be anticipating potentially a B split, but by the looks of things, it's going to be a short play with Electronic looking for a bit of a timing in towards long later on. Now, the big issue here, Moto's all alone. The good thing is he's got a Molotov.
Time is ticking down. More re-utility usage with Mordo towards short. He actually will choose to play close, always playing inside it. This pathing is very cool decision to make when you're on this FAMAS, on this bonus buy, but exposed himself a little bit too soon. Could have gone a bit deeper perhaps, but Mikey was getting baited in and he uses that new box to deal with Norbert. Bomb plant still not committed to just yet, and he's actually rotating all the way around to ramp already as Mikey, and could have a couple more kills on his plate in front of him. It'll be a decent flash, but then 3 players swing at once. That's good proactivity from VP not to give Mikey 1v1s.
Oh, what?
But Criden has found 2 late short, if I'm not mistaken, and he's even found the 3rd as well. Fiku's on Kai, he knows where Electronic is. What a retake.
Were they just not ready for short? Was that it? Everyone had their backs turned, right? Everyone had their eyes just focused on CT, focused on the ramp, focused on the A-bomb side. They were just not ready for Crisen to be that late coming out of short. It's all about the timing, right? And it didn't look too bad for the T side, especially after Norbert turns around, punishes Moto, trying to go out of the smoke. And yeah, we're going to see it on the replay. Crisen, that's the easiest double with an MP9 you're ever going to get. And even winning the third 1v1 against Fame, this is lovely by the in-game leader.
That lineup was gorgeous for Crisen. I'm sure when he saw that in front of his eyes, he couldn't believe his luck. But neither of them were worried about short.
You know what might have been the case? Maybe Crisen made a second pair of steps in towards, made sure that he heard him in towards CT and then rotated. I didn't check out the minimap. Because otherwise, VP just overlooking short would be a very weird thing to do. So I'd say that probably there was something more to it. Probably made a couple steps and they heard 2 players and that's why they had their backs turned.
Yeah, either way, too experienced to not look at short when you have 2 players in one position, right? So
yeah, unless there's massive chaos in the team speak, and I don't think that's going to be the case 3 rounds in.
Oh, Mikey has a very favorable angle there, but Flip with the 1 AK they have, he's found the opening and it's past the parcel. It's now Fame's turn. Could be unwrapping around if it works out for them. Of course, no helmet on Fame, which is the main issue. But they have enough utility to make this round into something, especially with an opening kill.
Yeah, absolutely. You still have that 1 AK in the hands of Fame. You still have a little bit of util. Big issue is you don't have a single smoke left, so you got to use that one into towards CT. You have to be a little bit quicker if you really want to go for that B2B split. And that's exactly what they will do. Buzz passes the first test with flying colors. Crisen good enough on the support as well to secure the second one, and they've left that B-bomb side quite open, but they're picking up every single kill on the way there.
Going aggressive, close range with the Tech 9. Oh, I thought he maybe had a chance at another one, but Crisen's dealing with it all once again. James dancing around, but it's a dance of death, I'm afraid. Crisen's got himself another multi. Is he 9-0 already in this game, or 10-0? This is a brilliant start.
I think we're on double digits already. I think we're on double digits already, right? And that's the... I don't want to pull off the I told you card and say I think he's an underrated in-game leader. That's why he's killing 10 people. That's not the case. But individually, he can back himself, right? We know from back in the days that Crisen actually used to rifle. He used to AWP. So he's quite good at being versatile. And he's going to be one of those IGLs that is going to keep himself in rotating positions on CT sides. Try and stay as active as possible. That's when he feels his best. Get into fights. Be in the position to make decisions on the fly. As we can see, Thunderpick odds not really favoring OG before the start of this, and you can understand why, even though we are already seeing some good potential from the young squad, of course. You want to take advantage of those, you can click the banner below the stream, head over to Thunderpick, and there is some crazy bonuses, by the way. I'm just going to say it like that, Trap. I saw the number 600 and a bonus, and that's a large number.
Also, don't forget those Berlin finals. If you want to come and watch the event, the LAN finals in person in Berlin, cool location. Those are available. There is Fiku who's 6-0. Crisen's died once, but he's 10-1. What a start for OG. But VP are now just feeling out the map, as we all know they do. But a renade, and of course Mikey keeps picking these up, and it comes. Oh my word. It was Alexi who definitely made this one pretty famous when I think he got like 900 utility damage in one game back in the day with those stacking nades when the utility dropping update came through, and Norbert Fame walking wounded already without seeing a soul.
You know what's the thing? You see those late smokes in towards the split here? You know they held all that utility damage. And there's even another Molotov. There's 20 seconds. VP are just now starting to make their way out middle.
They buzz from the window. Himself in a good position for it, and 16 seconds to make this call. They're still stuck in mid-doors. They just can't go for this.
They have to save.
This is some classic overcooking VP, or perhaps in this instance, undercooking. They have not taken enough control soon enough, and in classic Jame fashion, you know what time it is. 4-man T-side save. Oh dear.
In their defense, I'll say that was a genius round in terms of the utility. It was textbook util from OG. That was absolutely perfect. Yeah, every single nade was timed to perfection. And I feel like at the start, we can clearly tell that OG are more than comfortable with letting VP have middle early on. They're just not letting them do anything with it though, right? VP are just not going for quicker plays. They're letting OG clear out the extremities, then focus their attention towards middle, direct all that utility as well. They haven't been baited out to do so earlier in the round. That was absolutely perfect. 2 nades on the money. Third one could have been on the money if they were still there, but then the Molotovs and the flashes, everything was great from OG and VP. This is their map pick. They're in some early trouble here on the T side of Dust.
Of course, with the save, they have much less utility, and OG have put themselves in good positions each time to defend against this play. They hear them running up toward elbow. Great entry from Fame. Still apart here. Prison might be forced to jump his way up new box, and there we go. Fame is ready for that one. Here's the ticks in the fire. Finally, VP have an advantage in an afterplant here.
Oh my god.
There was a re-smoke, but still nades available, and that puts Norbert down to 20. Thankfully, Mikey goes searching a bit too hard, a bit too fast, and Fame will catch that one as well. Big round from Fame. He's going to make it a quad kill to finish it off from 0-4 to 4-4 for Fame.
You know how I'm going to put it, by the way, right now. I feel like VP are being outplayed in these rounds. This round as well. OG were just ready for it. Prison gets the first, Buzz gets the second. It's all on Fame getting the refrags, right? And Norbert as well with the first one. It's all on the fact that you were able to shoot a couple heads. The utility once again was good. The call was good. The initial idea from OG was good. VP gets saved by Fame in this round. And you're hoping for this one to become consecutive rounds as well. That mid walk into a short exit finally works out. It was a little bit quicker, but you got to keep it going.
Oh, Mikey gets something a little bit more aggressive, trying to keep OG dynamic on this CT side, but Flit is ready for that. They do have the boost on short. Checking toward lower on Modo, but they don't want to stick around that position too long, and Buzz gets spooked by Flit making his way out mid so quickly. PQ has found Electronic in the meantime, though, so back into an even round. And again, VP might have control, but more damage on Norbert, with VQ still alive in pit being an issue.
Yeah. Buzz is all alone here though. Needs to be really careful. He's heard a step of the player being on top of the Xbox. Gets one. Is he ready? And is he anticipating the possibility of Flit just walking through? He's going to hear all the steps. And Flit might have just caught a lovely timing. Buzz should not be ready for this. And Moto's just rotating in, but he hasn't seen him. But Buzz turns around. He's going to get the kill. And now he knows. Now you're hearing the steps, and you know it's just one pair of steps. Jame all alone with the bomb on his back. Open hand. If he goes down, the round is over. And even though he's gotten that kill, the refract comes in from Moto. It was just Norbert, a 1 versus 2 with 26 HP to work with. And definitely no chance. There goes the first one. Missed shot though, and Norbert has played this one to perfection. You've got Electronic, Fame, and Flit on the team. Well, guess who's going to be the hero? It's none of them.
Corby's back, baby. What a clutch. If I'm not mistaken, I did read the HUD right. He had 26 health and no armor there, Norbert. And he wins a 1v2 against healthy players. That is crazy. What a jiggle out that the second kill is here. He knows it's Modo. That is just played to perfection.
I told you. Just put some respect on Norbert's name. It's
what
about
a guy.
time.
What a guy. That's incredible.
He's been hard laboring all the bad spots on VP for too long not to get a little bit of respect when he has a good game. Also, Norbert, back to online Counter-Strike. This is where himself and Fame thrived. Back 3 years ago when they were still on K23. I know you remember those days.
Of course. They were good times. I think Fame was really the man at the time that put himself on the map massively with how well he was playing on that roster. Electronic. Oh, that's not a deep touch. Cross smoke, and Krisen is not ready for Electronic to already be shifting up close to it. They try and be assertive and flash through that smoke, but Electronic too far up. Second kill of the game for him, and they know that Buzz is locked in toward Get Right as well. A boost towards short could work for something, but it would have to be a tasty flick from Modo, and he can't find it. 5 versus 3. OG should be saving here.
Yeah. Worst part about all of this, Buzz wants to save as well, but he's probably not going to get the chances, so he has to start moving forward, and actually, he's found a double kill. I don't think that changes the round too much. If he does find the third, then you can definitely put your money that Fico and Mikey would have been sprinting in towards the A-bomb side. I mean, it's not like Buzz really had a choice, right? He had to try and fight his way out of this, or in that case, into it.
Yeah, he had no option. And you can see that Mikey and Fiku actually for a split second wanted to stick around towards short to maybe aid his exit at least. Because if they were shooting him, maybe they could get a quick trade and at least get some damage. But Buzz in the end does it all by himself. VP are now in the game. They've got the handle hold. It's a slow start, but they're building in the T side now. 3 in a row. And each player has had a pretty impactful round as well. There was Electronic in that one.
Especially Norbert.
And it was Norbert the one before. We do love Norbert. We are Norbert enjoyers here.
No, in all seriousness, that play was really good from VP. It's something that is quite standard nowadays, right? You send one player to just crouch underneath the CT smoke, and then everyone from the back is going to start throwing nades on a really late timing, so you're trying to mess up the timing of the CTs when they would be expecting that first guy in line in towards the ramp to be taking the peak. In that situation, it worked out without them even throwing in the util, because Krisen simply didn't read into Electronic being that close already. So a tactical timeout, of course. Lambert on the bottom of your right, going to be joining in the conversation. There you have it. Coming right out of the French scene. Of course, for those of you that have been following Tier 2, Tier 3 online Counter-Strike a couple years ago, you would be remembering Lambert. Yeah. Lambert is the name.
Oh, James going for a pick toward B this time. I know it's against a pretty low investment, but that's a nice opening. First time we've really seen that today thus far. And yeah, I mean, Lambert is a very respected name. Was he the assistant coach for OG for a little while and has been promoted to main coach?
Yeah, he was.
That's a bit of something in the memory bank there that I'm surprised myself that I remembered, but there we go.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good to see him getting this opportunity to build up a roster.
To Rugga up until March, and then when Rugga left, then it was Lambert's era, baby.
Yeah.
France back on the map.
Prison. Oh, he's got one, and he's got away. That is cheekiness at its utmost. He might even be going in for a second. He wants the gun. No way he gets a second. Krisen, you naughty boy. How have you got away with this? He's got an AK picked up now as well. If he wins this duel top mid, I will go crazy. But he's got one bullet in the AK, and he's so worried about lower. James looking to duel it. Oh, the one bullet could have worked. His crosshair placement wasn't even that bad. But James has restored some sense to this round now.
Yeah, that was such a quick shot from James. Absolutely needed to hit it, but the round is still going. Modo's dropped another one, and they have the bomb on their backs. Molotov not going to go in the right spot, and Buzz will just line him up and mow him down. It's Krisen to start, and it's Buzz to finish. New boys on the block, OG back on the board.
That's exactly what makes Krisen exciting. It's not just his leadership, it's also what he can do in these sort of weird rounds to catch teams off guard, catch established teams off guard. I mean, this first is ridiculous. Good movement there to make it harder for Flit. And this one is just ADing underneath. It's so funny.
He's just cheeky. He's just that type of player. He's going to put himself in the most awful positions. He's just awful to play against. That's the way to describe Krisen. It's like, I don't want to make the comparison because obviously he's nowhere near as wild as Bird from Sky, but it's that type of level of annoyance that you feel when you're playing against him sometimes. Because you know he's going to make the crazy plays when it's justified to make them, but it's gonna be calculated chaos pretty much with him. And early on, VP are getting a really bad taste of it. Well, it's a really good taste of it, but in a bad way. It doesn't taste that sweet. It's got something sour about it.
Yeah, getting killed by a default USP when you have a full purchase definitely makes you wince, like you've just bitten into a lemon or something. So, yeah, painful.
At least biting into a lemon is good for your health.
True.
Losing to the pistols, I'm pretty sure isn't.
No, not for any stress or hairs on your head, that's for sure. And a frustrating one. Oh, Mikey, so close to maybe catching James above the mid-door smoke. Will be allowed to fall away for now. But it is already up with the Galil, and actually Grid's got utility drawn. This could be good timing on this Persian. There we go, there's one. It really should be two. There is some more blind players to deal with, and actually in the end it takes James' trade to get the kill on Crizzen. So they've got a 4v3, but again Mikey is here. Great catch on the first. And that is James down as well. The AWP has been picked back up. Damage back and forth between both teams. And somehow it's down into a 2 versus 2. Mikey's got ramp control. Has to push through the molly. And he gets the first. Buzz got the, I think the second immediately, or the first of those two on electronic. And again, OG being super assertive, not letting VP set up. It's working so well for them.
Yeah, it really is working so well for them. And I'm not sure if I really can comprehend how and why OG are winning this round, because VP once again were able to catch them completely off timing, right? Completely off guard, going out short. OG were just not ready for it, and this is another buy round in which VP get the perfect timing, but this time they were just unable to react, or OG reacted to the fact that they lost the timing really nicely, really quickly as well. And as you pointed out, they just haven't been allowing Virtus.pro to gain something and then slow it down and actually realize what they've gained and use it. It's been a really dynamic CT side from OG. A great one from Chris, and not only firepower-wise.
I'll get back to a point I was about to make in a second, because they're rushing in toward B with pistols here. Electronic will at least go 1-for-1 very quickly. Mikey needs to respond and does. There is no door smoke in play until way too late, I'm afraid. Modo found Jame as well. Now it's Fame and Electronic. Modo realizes they might have to go aggressive. The plant will be committed to. They might just choose to go now while one player's committed to the plant, but they kind of missed their window on that one, so they'll go a little bit later when the flashes come through. And there are the trades. Well done, OG. At least an 8-4 confirmed. And of course, as Alan very rightly pointed out earlier, VP are kind of struggling to find a map pool that works for them that's not Mirage, pretty much, right? They're playing Dust2 a lot more. It's not been their best map, and OG are exposing that right now.
Yeah, they absolutely are, right? And there's obviously going to be a bit of a difference because VP have been playing against some of the best teams in the world on some of the maps, so the stats aren't always going to be as accurate as possible. But I think you hit, and Alan, obviously, the nail on the head. Yeah, Mirage is the only map on which VP looks like a proper tier 1 team right now. When you're looking at OG, they haven't been playing against nearly the same level of opposition on Dust2 as VP have, but it hasn't been too bad for them. And as we said, it's really difficult to know what to expect out of this OG team with the amount of practice they've been taking in. And the lack thereof of fish shows, but there's no lack of headshots this time around. This is fantastic from Flit.
Gorgeous.
Imagine they lose the round now, by the way.
I know, wouldn't that be something? FQ is still here. It's a 2v4, but obviously Flit is low from his heroics. Flit had a very slow start to this game, but that is the Flit we know and love. That was very impressive. Not to the first and to triple down. DQ's trying to tap away, and he has found Electronic. And the Flit position, of course, is known about that he was in mid a lot later on, or earlier on. And now Fiku is effectively shooting toward the site. Great check on Flit. And now, as you say, we have that rotation coming in from Buzz toward Long. It's not being looked at right now by James. He could get blindsided here. He's worried about that short position, expecting both to be there, but Buzz is going to have to make noise. So James is going to have to look for it, and he finds him. That's good heads-up play by James. It's now all down to Fiku. He had an 8 in the pistol. He needs another 8 here. Spots the first, but James got too good a position, and VP will at least get 4 at half.
The only reason they get away with this one is the fact that the player on the flank just didn't feel safe enough to pressure the moment that Fiku gets the 3rd kill, right? He wanted to delay. He wanted to make sure that he's late enough that they will have no idea. And James actually didn't have an idea, right? He just took a more safe angle on paper and then heard the steps. But look at that from Flit. This is absolutely magical. Fantastic stuff. That's the reason why a lot of people are so disappointed, because with the lack of results of DT, obviously, because you have those players. You have players like James. You have players like Flit, like Fame, like Electronic. Some of the best rifles of the CIS region in the last couple of years. I mean, Electronic could be in the conversation for one of the best rifles in the history of the game. So you'd want to see a little bit more. And you know what? I don't want to be the one to throw shadow on good things, but VP have 4 rounds. And one of them required a 1 versus 2 clutch from Norbert. The other required a triple entry from Flit on middle.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse without that Norbert clutch. It was a very unlikely one, too. Great opening from Bars. Electronic is kind of caught in no man's land, pushing in tunnels at the worst possible time when it's a really tough shot to hit when you've got two heads to react to, popping up from lowers. And Crizzen still lurking in mid as well. They're trying to be a nuisance. They actually bring the bomb back to that position. VP are split in decent areas to counter what OG are planning here, but going to have to hit the shots.
Yeah, Crizzen's found himself in a great position, though. There goes the peak. Spots out one. That's not going to give away too much. Now they realize it's going to be a B play, and Norbert from the back of the side taps two of them down. And this pistol round is just going great right now for Virtus.pro. Fame with another. And it's again Norbert with the impact. Pistol round will go their way. Moto 23 HP and a 1 versus 4. This dream is going to turn into a nightmare really soon.
Norbert has played whack-a-mole this whole round, and he's got his reward. He will not be whacked out of the round.
I'm telling you,
again,
man,
really important.
Nothing like a good old impact round from Norbert.
I know, right? I mean, it looked like that was going to be really tough to hold in the end, but I mentioned VP was still in okay positions, and it proved in the end. Here are the opening taps. Super clean. Unfortunately for OG, right, it wasn't necessarily a bad call. They grouped up together, did something together, like they probably should have done. It's just they went in towards that, one of the hardest positions to sort of remove a CT from. Back plat on Dust2.
Yeah. Absolutely. And now this becomes a lot more interesting. Right now you get to see VP cook on that CT side. Of course, Crizzen is gonna pull off the first half shenanigans with the scout on the in-game leader. We did give a couple other examples, such as Snappy. There you go. Another Dane. It's only the Danes that keep the scout for themselves, though. Those greedy Danish IGLs. Always want to be under the spotlight.
To be fair to Crizzen, he's had a good game. I'll never forget he was, I think, 10-1 at one point. So he's cooled off a little bit, but can't be expected to keep that form up. So
yeah, he's not the one supposed to be carrying the troops so much for OG either way. So him having that type of a great first half and potentially calling a good second should be good enough for them to win. Let's see, though. This one is probably going to be clean.
Might just... Oh, I was going to say maybe they try and plant the bomb in the smoke and look for a little bit of bonus money, but they can't now. It's been lost, and Crizzen is 1 point of health. How is my guy still alive? There we go. Jane will get it done, get some bonus cash with the MP9, and VP straight back in the game. ML12 can be a cruel mistress. You think you have a really good half, you win it 9-3, 8-4, one of those two score lines, and suddenly a lost pistol, opening gun round, a few mistakes are made, and it's an even game all over again.
Yeah, it really is. As we said, Virtus.pro have had some better results recently. I am Rio beating the Mongols, Astralis, 9Z losing only to Na'Vi. EPL, of course, dropping the games against Heroic and Liquid is probably not as acceptable as the Na'Vi one that we just mentioned, but still really good teams on the rise right now. Taking down Furia, the Falcons, Red Canids, looking good. It has been quite a while since we've seen VP pick up a tournament victory, though. The last time was the ESL Challenger Atlanta, and that was last year. And again, no real tier 1 contenders present there.
Yeah. They were Challenger merchants for a little bit. It was a big rivalry between VP and Monty in those Challengers last year. A little bit, of course, at the beginning of this year. But now, other teams are taking that mantle. Norbert looking to do some work with the MP9 once again, and he's found his kill. Oh, James gets owned by Fiku. And they're out long, and it's a 2v4 in this opening gun round. OG should just go together, not take too many risks, and now figured out where one more player is playing from. That is Flit, and, well, he's trying to leap away, but with his mate, Fame, being taken down, he's just stuck in the smoke, and will go down. Great opening gun round for OG.
Yeah, this is so crisp from Fiku into Orzlog. It's really impressive, and we're going to keep on having that conversation, right? Fiku's the only one that has been left through all the iterations of OG after he got picked up. And a lot of people have forgotten that Fiku arrived in this team with Neophrite, right? And now try and remember how long ago you last saw Neophrite play for OG. This is how long Fiku's been on the team. So whenever he has a drop a form and the team is not playing well, naturally, a lot of the fingers are going to be pointed at him. But so far, he's had a fantastic Dust2.
Of course, VP didn't build up all the money in the world, so they're actually going to choose to fully eco here, but for a few P250s.
Yeah. Also, you kick BCM and Seb, so you better play well.
Yeah. Norbert having fun to drop the AWP to James next round, so that is the most important thing. That's probably why they've gone for this full eco here. It's a push up top mid. Buzz is about to have a one-third coming his way. Shadow wanted on the third, holds down mouse 1, gets 3. Good job done. And they know where the last 2 are now as well. It might be an AK. Prison will choose to stick around before he smokes up Molly, but
yeah.
The main goal here for James is to try and just get one more cheeky kill, if possible, while Fame saves the AK.
Yeah, Kristen didn't want to give away that AK that Fame had picked up, but in the meantime, you don't want to give away your AK as well, so it's better for them to have one to save than both those rifles, obviously. They're still going to try their best to make sure that VP don't get that bonus money, and this is going to be 10 on the board here for OG. VP might have shown some good signs towards the start of that CT side, but OG still close enough to 13 for Virtus.pro to be feeling the pressure. That was a great shot from Fame, yeah.
I said he wants to save the AK, but there is another argument to say that doing damage is pretty impactful because he's buying next round anyway. Sure, he has extra in the bank for the future, but I just don't want OG to build up too much of a bank themselves.
You can still go into one fight, try and set up James to pick up one rifle as well, right? Fame does stay alive towards the end, so it's completely fine. And they were trying to save towards T-spot. He was just like, well, you know what? Headshot angle, it's a good fight for me. Let's give it a go. Buzz. Nice little triple there. Farming up those eco kills. Young man on the screen right now. Kristen, 18 years of age. Of course, the majority of you probably remember him from his time on Mouse NXT. Played on Tricked AGF beforehand. Used to be an oper back in the day. Now just an in-game leader, but still a fragging one.
Nice shot. Yeah, I think with Kristen, I had a chance, actually, I think pretty sure you did too, right? To say hi to him at the Copenhagen Major.
I've talked to him a lot now.
Yeah. And I think the main thing that sort of, I guess you could say is a good personality trait for Kristen, he's almost too humble. Like, you know,
he's a sweetheart, isn't he?
He's a lovely guy.
Yeah,
and...
it's like you're talking to a guy that's level 7 on Faceit. That's how humble he is. And he's one of the best up-and-coming in-game leaders in the world.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, is it his younger brother who's really good as well at Counter-Strike? Yeah. I can't remember. But yeah, I think there's a lot of Counter-Strike DNA in that family. And obviously, he was making notes on the best teams in the world going at each other's throats. In Copenhagen, Electronic is not being checked, being baited in pit, and sure, Buzz may get the kill, Jay may go down, but Electronic has got things all under control here. And now Kristen is left alone in mid.
There you go. First one picked up. We were just talking about him. Does he clutch up a 1 versus 3? Never mind. Electronic with a great play to reposition in towards the long doors. Kristen just wasn't ready for the angle. Simply too good there for Electronic. A big double kill coming out of him. So VP staying alive for a little bit here on Dust. We're going to check it out once again, of course. We were kind of talking over it, but James had a really good round there, picking up the opening kill in towards middle, repositioning in towards long to make sure he gets the second one. And of course, Electronic coming in clutch. We had that conversation. Electronic just now at IM Rio had his second best event of the year, posting a 118. Of course, his only one that was better was IM Kato at the start of it.
Yeah.
But since Katowice, he hasn't really been able to put up a great performance, and it was mainly the play-in stage back then where he was able to pop off. So it's good to see him hit some good form back on LAN. There's big expectations out of this event as well when you're talking about, again, a person that could be considered one of the best rifles in the history of Counter-Strike.
And also, actually, one of the best players in the history of Dust2. I know it sounds weird to say, but he's always, in the past, especially in the Navi times, been a bit of a specialist on Dust2 when it comes to his numbers. And we saw glimpses
it's kind of like saying, for example, there's some player map associations, like Shock's Cash, for example.
True. I actually don't know how Electronic's got to manage to get away from that. He tried.
No idea.
Manages to jump away from the corner of elbow there. Got somebody down so low, and Robertson spotted him. It's really awkward. He's about to be swarmed, and Fiku, he'll pounce. And with Electronic solo from earlier on, Fame might have to peek and take initiative here. 45 seconds. OG are making their way up. Flicks on site to peek with him, and it works to perfection. That's what you want to see. Teamwork from VP. Electronic will deal with Krisen even on that low health. It's Modo on 8 health and stuck on long, just looking for 1 kill to get out. Almost dies. Good God.
Yeah, that was risky. I saw him get that inertia to actually go for the jump. I was like, oh no, you don't want that momentum, Chief. Not now. Hoping to walk away with it. It's quite risky though, especially with Electronic's positioning towards despawn right now. Moto could go down after time. That would be a complete disaster. He's gonna have $1,050, and yeah, Electronic will take him down. It's not gonna be after time, so this is a bit of a silver lining here. But either way, VP are looking really solid right now on the CT side, and we can start having the conversation right now. Is OG gonna give this one away? Can OG come up with another solution? Because those A plays have not really been working out in the last couple of rounds. We're gonna see it on the replay as well. Check that out. The flash, good enough to blind the first player in line. Second wasn't really blinded, I think, but still enough for Fame to get a double. And the last thing that you want if you're OG is to make VP feel like they're reading you, to make VP feel like they can put Fame, Flit, Jaime even put himself in all those types of positions where they can get away with multi-kills such as this one.
Yeah. Are there any expert lip readers out there who can find out what Lambert just said to his team? I'd love to know.
Yeah, we need a Frenchman. Oh no, he's speaking English. Never mind. Don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of that round, by the way, I actually thought Electronic might play Trigger Discipline if Modo wasn't looking at him to purposely kill him after time, but in the end he turned back. I feel like pros don't do that enough, and when there's an opportunity to kill a player after time, they usually just go straight for it. Yeah,
you say that, I agree, but then at the same time, there's nothing worse than doing that for 10 seconds, and then the person just turns around and kills you.
I know, yeah. Right.
And you're on the CT side as well. So money, I mean, look at their money. He's not really in a position to risk it, even if he wasn't being observed. But yeah, talking about observing Krisen. Been a good map for him so far. Of course, not as much in the last couple of rounds, but VP get a clean conversion. So the entire money conversation is going to start being a little bit more pleasant here for VP from here on out. But still, 1 round in the lead, OG. Let's see. They had the tactical timeout before the eco, so you'd imagine it was more connected to this one. Modo's going to put himself on a glass cannon, so quite exciting to see what he wants to do with it.
Always risky though on that glass cannon, especially when you're taking a long pick. Easily could just get double naded or even single naded out of the round. He'll fall back. And VP really having Jaime going positive, which is very common, but obviously a couple of other players on the team, 14-14, 13-13, 12-12. 1 round behind, still in the game, despite those kill tallies.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that.
VQ, Buzz, and Krisen all positive. It can be weird how those look sometimes.
That's so cursed. I just saw it. It's really satisfying though.
It is. It is. That's why I said it, because my number OCD kicked in together.
Sure. Yeah, cheers to that. Cheers to the number OCDs out there. You love it. We actually don't, but sometimes you do. When they match, you do. Again.
Have all things in number order in life, you know. Jaime, will this round be in order? He's peeking in front of that mid to B smoke. Hopping his way up towards short is Modo. Jaime continues to peek wider, and time is going to start to become an issue. We've got 30 seconds. There was a re-smoke on short, and now a lurk smoke to push out towards short from OG, but Jaime has caught Buzz already. And Electronic is just waiting to throw in this flash to peek, and he'll absolutely nail it. Mikey and Fiku down immediately. Unfortunately, it'll be too much to deal with, and that's just unfortunate. Modo will trade his own teammate, and now he's stuck on the site. 1 versus 3. Loves him first. Oh, no skip on the second. Nah, he's missed it. Now he's caught in absolutely no man's land. This time he'll absolutely go down after time. And what did we say, Teddy? He's got $100 in the bank.
Did you just call me Teddy?
Sorry about that, but I wanted to.
I really wanted to carry on with the round. That one just caught me off guard. Yeah, that's completely fine, Travis. Don't worry. But My God, what a defense that was from Electronic. We wanted to see some good form from him. There you have it. Setting himself up, flash over, double kill mows them down, and this is just straight up unlucky, right? Because you could give them somewhat of a chance in the 2 versus 3 if Prison stays alive alongside the AVP of Moto, but I guess you can't blame the Oper there. Didn't know, and you can see the reaction. Prison knows that if that doesn't happen, they've got a real shot at picking up the round, regardless of Electronic's double. But VP did a really good job, right? VP did a really good job of not giving OG absolutely anything. And the moment that James gets that kill on middle, then you know it's going to be a long shot. And Electronic just pulls off a great double.
Yeah. Proving his Dust2 credentials, like I mentioned before. Backing up to a positive KD once again. I think even if Mono doesn't hit that team kill by accident, like rounds obviously still way too difficult. But maybe if he doesn't die after time. Who knows?
At least it's possible. At least you have someone to cover you for the bomb plant, and you can make something with it. And now you're downgraded to the pistols. Double nade, not really gonna do too much. And they were probably thinking, okay, if that double nade gets a kill, we go straight away. If it doesn't, we might think about it. But now you've been naded from short in towards lower as well, so you're starting to get that sinking feeling of VP knowing exactly what you're about to do. And they seem to know. They really seem to be ready with that double setup in towards B.
These are the rounds that can get out of hand, though. One player makes a slight misstep at a weird timing, and suddenly it gets spooky. Emma's got a good position, and Flit's just shoulder peeking with the molly out right now. And it's a molly, not an incendiary, so it's actually good. Valve, if you're listening, I know you're not, but note that, please. Thank you. HG's going to be super nice as well. All of them take a tag to it. And in comes Fame. Could be a mow down. He gets 3. Actually, Flit doesn't get a single kill off the back of it, though. A gun can be picked up. Unfortunately, it's on Modo, who is on a sliver, quite literally a tickle from death. But they do have sight control, and they might be able to get a plant.
Flash failed. Bomb will go down. This is already a good enough round for OG, considering the investment. You get a bomb plant out of it. Kristen has picked up a rifle as well towards the back of the side. It's going to be really difficult, though, as you mentioned already. Moto low on HP, just one scratch, and he's going to be a dead man. And this flash, one fail, most certainly. Electronic with another double. And VP allow OG onto the bomb side, but they retake it without losing any more guns. They might have looked a little bit scrappy for a second, but this is still 11 on the board for Jame and Co.
Great little battle back. And obviously, like, online CS, I feel like it's very common to, especially against a competent team in OG. Sure, the ranking doesn't necessarily show that, but, you know, the pieces are building up as a project here. And I feel it's very easy just to lose the odd map, which you probably shouldn't in these sort of surroundings. But VP are battling. They could still lose it, don't get me wrong, but it's a good battle. And now edging into that lead. OG with their full purchase back in play. Modo isn't glass cannon this time.
It has been a difficult map for him, though, we gotta say, especially with the level of game that James had. It's been good on the calling department, but even though I think everyone on VP has been doing so much, and that's why we haven't spoken about James' individual prowess so much, but he had a lot of good rounds where he was able to either lock in an entire position by himself or get an opening kill. It's just because the rifles have been doing a lot of work, and this is probably what you want to be seeing from VP, right? Team effort, bottom frag 12, top frag Electronic 18. On the other side, Moto on 8 and 15, and especially on a map like Dust2, you probably need your Oper to be playing on a bit of a higher level, especially when we've had the performances from Kristen and Buzz that we have so far.
Yeah.
Deku as well had a couple good moments. It feels really bad putting all the blame on one player, and it definitely isn't the case, but on a map like Dust2, you really need your Oper in those key moments. It's not too late for him to turn it around.
Mikey's having a slow game as well, which is not what we wanted to see from this edition, and Instagram hasn't started too well either. Ooh,
there you go.
That's a surprising loss. But thankfully, Flit will still get that one kill. And
the bomb's down.
The bomb is in spawn. That is the worst possible outcome, and Buzz can't win the duel on Fame. Oh, that's painful for OG. Norbert will catch him in the side, and Electronic's mind is blown, apparently.
Yeah, you know what? You don't really need to understand what he's saying right now just to make an educated guess. He's like, I can't understand it. My mind comprehended. What is going on? And that's exactly what probably went through the mind of those VP players after they saw the bomb drop down, right? Moto gets a nice refrag. You have that flank coming in. You see a world where the round goes in favor of OG, and then you just see the bump, and it's despair. Quite literally. It's good to see that Electronics having fun, though.
It is, right? I feel like it's been very easy to see a VP that's a bit tilted, but that is going to be something that's going to give them a lot of joy, that's for sure. Electronic holds on, and look at Flit. He's back, isn't he? He had a very slow start to this game. I think he was like 0-6 or something, but he's up to 15-15, had 2 really big rounds, and he keeps going aggressive, and they keep pinning OG back. It's a brilliant recovery from VP. They will take Dust2.
Yeah, you wanted to see a good performance out of Virtus.